Hi, today we're going to talk about common mistakes made by English speakers. I'm Lucia from Lucia Languages. Alright, let's get started. Today we're going to translate 3 sentences. Now, when you're learning a language, it is not a good idea to translate every word or every sentence that you want to say. However, when you translate key sentences, you learn how to distinguish certain verbs in that language, and also how to word things. Things are not worded the same way in English as they are in Spanish, right? So let's get started. Sentence number 1 is, I had shrimp for lunch. I had shrimp for lunch. You have 10 seconds to translate. All right. If you said, yo tuve camarones para el almuerzo, yo tuve camarones para el almuerzo, I'm sorry to say, that answer is wrong. We do not say, yo tuve camarones para el almuerzo. This is what it sounds like to a native speaker. Yo tuve camarones para el almuerzo. It sounds like I owned shrimp for lunch, which makes very little sense. The correct answer is, yo comí camarones para el almuerzo. Yo comí camarones para el almuerzo. I ate. Another possible translation, and a better one, is yo almorcé camarones. Yo almorcé camarones. Almorcé from the verb almorzar, to have lunch. So in English, we say to have food, but that's English. A literal translation would be tener comida. But in Spanish, this means to have food in your possession. It does not mean you get to eat it. In Spanish, we have 3 beautiful verbs. If you want to say to have breakfast, you can use the verb desayunar. Desayunar means to have breakfast. If you want to say to have lunch, you can say almorzar. Almorzar means to have lunch. If you want to say to have dinner, you can say cenar. Cenar means to have dinner. We already have verbs for these. So what's the takeaway? Remember, instead of saying tuve, food item, say comí, the food item, or desayuné, almorcé, or cené, food item. Say what you ate, but do not say comí comida. Literally, I ate food. We don't say that because it sounds very redundant. All right, let's go to our second sentence. Can I get a glass of wine, please? Can I get a glass of wine, please? How would you say this in Spanish? You have 10 seconds. All right, if you said, ¿Puedo pedir una copa de vino, por favor? ¿Puedo pedir una copa de vino, por favor? I'm sorry to say, but that answer is wrong. And this is what it sounds like to a native speaker. ¿Puedo pedir una copa de vino, por favor? Sounds like you're saying, do I have permission to order a glass of wine? And you do not need to ask for permission. If you do, then you probably shouldn't be ordering wine. So, the right answer would be, me trae una copa de vino, por favor. Me trae una copa de vino, por favor. Or you can simply say, una copa de vino, por favor. Una copa de vino, por favor. Me trae means bring me, and it's not rude at all. You may have noticed that these are not questions. These are commands. Me trae una copa de vino. Or una copa de vino. There's no verb. It's not rude at all. Just remember to say por favor at the end. So, can I get? That's how we usually order things in English. A literal translation would be puedo obtener. But in Spanish, this makes very little sense. So, I don't have any comments about it. We just don't say it. The takeaway is, instead of saying puedo pedir, say me trae, por favor. Me trae, por favor. Bring me, please. Right? Okay, this is our third and final sentence. I ask for a pen. I ask for a pen. You have 10 seconds. Okay. So if you said, yo pregunto por un bolígrafo, yo pregunto por un bolígrafo, I'm sorry to say the answer is wrong. That answer is wrong. All right. So this is what it sounds like to a native speaker. Yo pregunto por un bolígrafo sounds like you're calling on a phone and asking, may I speak to a pen? That makes very little sense, right? So, the right answer is yo pido un bolígrafo. Yo pido un bolígrafo. Right? So let's look at two verbs, preguntar and pedir. Preguntar means to ask a question or to ask about something or someone. Pedir means to ask for something. And now this something can be a thing, it can be an object, or it can be something abstract. We'll look at some example sentences now. All right, preguntar, to ask a question. You might have come up with preguntar una pregunta. However, I must tell you that in Spanish we do not say preguntar una pregunta. We say hacer una pregunta, which translates to make a question. The reason why we don't say preguntar una pregunta is because it sounds very redundant and silly. So we just don't say it. All right, let's look at our two example sentences. So the first one is, pregunto sobre los precios. Pregunto sobre los precios. I ask about the prices. Second example, mañana le preguntaré al dentista. Mañana le preguntaré al dentista. I will ask the dentist tomorrow. Now, pedir, to ask for something. Here are three example sentences. The first one is, voy a pedir un deseo. Voy a pedir un deseo. I'm going to make a wish. Second sentence. Vamos a pedir una pizza. Vamos a pedir una pizza. By the way, some people say pizza. Vamos a pedir una pizza. We're going to order a pizza. And the third sentence. Te quiero pedir un favor. Te quiero pedir un favor. I want to ask you for a favor. All right. So this is how the word pedir, this is how we use this verb. All right. Now let me remind you of that sentence we were translating. I ask for a pen. Yo pregunto por un bolígrafo is wrong. And the verb we should use is pedir. Yo pido un bolígrafo. So the takeaway is, remember that instead of pregunto por when it's a thing, an object, say pido. Pido. Alright, here is a summary. So our 3 sentences today were: I had shrimp for lunch. Almorcé camarones. Can I get a glass of wine? Me trae una copa de vino, por favor. I asked for a pen. Pido un bolígrafo. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave your questions or comments below, and if you're interested in taking Spanish lessons with me, please click on the links below. Bye!